Take a look at my soul. Nothing left but these hoes. They tried to take me down, but Yah is in control. So now I ask you, you suddenly black too? The oppressor ain't fair when he attacked you. Started wars cause they tried to tax you. You should be asking who they was taxing, not what prices on our backs. And the IRS wanted in on the back end. Lincoln was never down for emancipation, just good political relations to try to make a good case for the next election. Yet Jim Crow came right back in the field, certified with a government seal. Crowley tried to stand up with zeal. Sadly, he thought that Jesus was real. They gave us them fake news and education to keep us concealed.
Take a look at my soul. All I wanna do is go. There's nothing left of me. Of this horrid slavery. For hundreds of centuries, nothing left for you to hold. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free.
Come on. For 100 centuries of this horrid slavery, but Yah, he is the king, and he will save me. So now I ask you, will you drop to your knees and beg Yah, please? Don't you know that Yah is coming? It's like tomorrow. I can't even tell you the time on your Audemars. Just guard your heart, baby Paul, baby doll, don't cry. Paparazzi never cared about them tears, no way. Just fear my Yah all day. Rest in him, just like the song say. I'm waiting for the day that he sit on the throne. Till then I'm stuck in my zone, staying focused on the day when he finally take us home. Till then I'm prophesying to the dry bones, till that day that I'm gone and Yah reveal what he has shown. That Yahweh is Elohim, is him and none alone.
Take a look at my soul. All I wanna do is go. There's nothing left of me, of this horrid slavery. For hundreds of centuries, nothing left for you to hold. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free. Live free. Yeah. Take a look at my soul. All I wanna do is go. There's nothing left of me, of this horrid slavery. For hundreds of centuries, left for you to hold. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free. All I want to be is with my Yah and live free.
Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah, for Yahweh is righteous, Yahweh is holy, and let Yahweh be magnified. Shalom, shalom. I am Ore Naphtali, here with you once again to bring you nothing but the truth. And it's of a surety that this truth is the true, unadulterated words of Yahweh. Who is this Yahweh? He's the creator of the heavens, the earth, the seas, and all that in them is. He created good, evil, darkness, light, everything that we know. He created it. So I like to praise the mighty Yahweh at this hour for giving me the great honor, privilege, and awarding me this great blessing to be able to indulge in such a great sacrifice as this is, even the sacrifice of the knowledge of Elohim. And I also like to praise the mighty Yah for all those who would indulge with me. Praise the mighty Yah. Please forgive us for these last couple days that we have missed to bring forth a live presentation. There is no excuses, but I will say that in preparation of this 45-day fast, it had some of us a little preoccupied. So please forgive us, but we're going to finish off this week and finish off the rest of this fast going strong for the mighty Yah. There is nothing greater that we can be doing than serving the Almighty Yah. There's nothing bigger. There's nothing better. There's nothing more great than Yahweh. So at the point that you are afforded and awarded a day, a night, to breathe the breath of Yahweh's life, of Yahweh's spirit, there's nothing greater that you can do than stand up to wake up and do something for him. And Yahweh is well pleased for his righteousness' sake, and his righteousness is within the confines of his words and the confines of the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that he will share with us. So praise the mighty Yah. Let's get right into it. We have 3 days remaining in this week, and what we're going to deal with is setting the heart aright. Setting the heart aright. For if you read in the book of Psalms, the 78th chapter, it says, in the first verse, "Give ear, O my people, to my law. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of Yahweh." The praises of Yah and his strength. We're going to tell you how strong the Almighty is. What's been handed down to us and that which we know. This is the conversation. Let's talk about how strong the Almighty is. He's so strong, all he got to do is speak and it's done. His wonderful works that he has done. Because when you forget his wonderful works, you begin to think that it's something too hard for the Almighty. When he created the whole earth, the heavens, the seas, and all that in them is just in 6 days. And we think there's something too hard for the Almighty. And everything he created was good. But we think all Yahweh want to do is evil. We think all Yahweh want to do is curse. We think all Yahweh want to do is bring darkness and hell. But everything Yahweh created, when he seen that it was good. Look what it says. "For he established a testimony in Yaakov and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children." Because if they don't know this, they know nothing. And it's actually worse than nothing. Because if you know nothing, then you know nothing. But what happens is that we learn a bunch of vanities. We learn a bunch of things that will cause us to walk in darkness and evil instead of light and good and righteousness. It says that the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, which shall arise and declare them to their children, that they might set their hope in Elohim. And our hope is not in the Elohim. Our hope is not in the Almighty. We hoping in everything but the Almighty. From those that are dead in spirit and mind, that don't know the Almighty at all, don't know who they are, all the way to even us that know who we are and that know the Almighty's name. We still not setting our hope in the Almighty. We don't really hope in the Almighty. It says that they might set their hope in Elohim and not forget the works of Elohim, but keep his commandments. And how are you hoping in the Almighty when you done forgot his works and you're not testifying his works? You're not proclaiming his works. And then the 8th verse says, let's read 7 again, that they might set their hope in Elohim and not forget the works of Elohim, but keep his commandments, and might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright. And this is what our objective and our goal is today. Even in these latter days, that we might not be as our fathers, who was a stubborn and rebellious generation. But as it is this day, Yahweh said we done worse than our fathers. And most of us think that we're better than our fathers. But Yahweh is going to soon discover our secret parts. He's going to soon turn on the light and bring that which is in the darkness into the light, so you can see how stubborn and rebellious you really are, even more than your own fathers. And what is stubborn? Stubborn is one who turns away, one who goes astray, one who just refuses to turn to the Almighty, to turn to the right way, to get out of your own imagination and your own thoughts. And what's the rebellious? One that is just stuck on foolishness. And it's going to revolt, it's going to rebel every chance they get. And why? Because the heart is not humble. The heart is not aright with the Almighty. And this is why we have called a fast. Because when things are so bad as it is, this is when it's time to call a fast. The Almighty is the one will call a fast. It's time for everybody to get humble. Because we are stubborn and rebellious generation, just like our fathers. They were so stubborn and rebellious, the Almighty thought to remove them from their own land by the act of captivity. And here it is, we in that captivity, and still ain't doing no better. Still refuse to turn to the Almighty. So we stuck in our stubbornness. We stuck in our rebelliousness. We're not seeking the Almighty. We're not hoping in the Almighty. We hoping in our enemies, just like we did before. Hoping that they will one day be friends with us. Hoping that one day we can fit in with them. Hoping that one day we can be just like them. Instead of hoping in the Almighty Elohim. Look what it says in Malachi, the 4th chapter. For those of us that truly believe in the Almighty, we're fasting as we have done in the past. But when you fast, Yahweh said you fast for strife and debate. Which, in other words, the Almighty is saying is that you're not fasting with the right imagination. You're not fasting with the right state of mind. You're not fasting with the right thought process. Because ask yourself, when you're done fasting, are you returning back to your folly? Are you returning back to the things that you're fasting from? I know you're not drinking wine and strong drink now. You're not eating your bread now, which is not wicked to eat bread, wine, or strong drink. It's not wicked at all. These are blessings. But sometimes you have to be removed from your blessing, because we will take bread, wine, and strong drink, and we will show Yahweh our wickedness. But ask yourself, how are these fasts changing you? Maybe it changed you during the fast, but you ultimately should be trying to change yourself better for the future after you're done fasting. You should be a better person when you return back to your regular life and your regular daily living. You should be changed, which means during your fast, you should be trying to figure some things out. And the thing that you need to figure out is your heart. And the only way you're going to figure out your heart is like Yahweh said. He desired truth in the inward part. We got to start being very honest, not with one another. We got to start being honest with ourselves. We have to really tell ourselves the truth. We have to start really looking in the mirror, like the Day of Atonement. The Almighty wants you to reflect, because that's what his fast is about, to lose the bands of your wickedness, not somebody else's. Lose the bands of your wickedness. And so therefore you have to really be honest. You have to look in the mirror, and you have to really soul search. Stand in awe. Be still. Sit upon your bed. Commune with your heart. Because otherwise, how can you ever set your heart aright? In the book of Malachi, the 4th chapter, verse 1 says, "For behold, the days come that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud." See, the proud is those that got a lifted up heart. They got a haughty heart, which means their inner thoughts. They think much of themselves, not little of themselves, as we all should be thinking we're little. Because Yahweh's so great and grand, how can you be on any stage of anything other than a speck? But the proud will find a way. They will find a reason, even if it's only one. That's the only reason you got to think much of yourself? But the proud, that's what they would do. As long as they got something they can lean on to mount themselves up, to walk around haughty, to be stubborn, that won't listen, that won't have no honor, and won't respect authority, won't respect leadership, won't respect parents, won't respect elders. You don't respect elders? I don't care what the elder talking about. He's an elder. You don't respect your parents? I don't care what they talking about. They're your parents. Humility will lead us and teach us when we embrace it. Yes, all that do wickedly, because the proud is the ones that's going to do wickedly. All the proud, yes, all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that comes shall burn them up, because Yahweh said when he come this time, it's not coming with water to clean things up and to wash all the wickedness and evil away. This time he's coming with a flaming fire, and it's going to burn as an oven that gets so hot you fear to even stand next to it. And you already see the signs that the earth is on fire. The earth is heating up, and Yahweh ain't even all the way here yet. But yes, the oceans is going to boil you. The wilderness is going to burn, and all the wicked is going to be stubble. And it says, says Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. It's going to burn down to the very root. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of righteousness arise with healing in his wings. And you shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall. And when you fear the name of Yah, when you fear Yah, you're going to fear his name. You're going to fear him. And when you fear the Almighty, the scripture says, where there's no fear, then there's no changes. And here it is, we will fast, but still, there's no changes. You're still the same person. Point your finger. Lying. Be honest with yourself. You lie. And Yahweh said one of the 7 abominations that he hates is a lying tongue. And here it is. We all got lying tongues. Yahweh said he hates a heart that will devise wicked imaginations. This is why it's time to start really, really zooming in on setting your heart aright. Because you know your heart is devising wicked imaginations. How you ain't going to deal with this brother and this sister, and you're going to set yourself apart as if you better than everybody else. How you just going to turn away, run away, go away, instead of gathering yourself together. Gather my saints together. O nation not desire, gather yourself to. Yahweh say gather yourselves together, but all we want to do is turn away, go away. And why? Because we just refuse to humble our own selves. Our own selves. He says, you shall go forth and grow up as the calves. You shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet. And the day that I shall do this, says Yahweh of hosts, remember you the law of Moses, my servant, which I commanded to him in Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes and judgments. And you want to remember the law of Moses with the statutes and judgments. See, the law of Moses is the truth of Moses. And what was Moses? He was a witness. He was the servant of the Almighty that Yahweh used to deal with the worst people on the face of the earth. Moses did that. Moses took that burden. Moses carried that burden of having to deal with the worst people on the face of the earth. Who the worst people if it ain't Israel? Is it Sodom and Gomorrah? Well, Yahweh said Israel's so bad, he going to bring Sodom and Gomorrah back. Is it the Canaanites that Yahweh spewed out the land and said they done every abomination in the book? Well, Yahweh said Israel has done worse than the people that he spewed out the land. Is it the heathens that we're in the midst of today? When Yahweh said, I'm going to send you in the midst of the worst of the heathens. See, they just the worst of the heathens. That Yehuda will be in the midst of today. They the worst of the heathens. But Israel is the worst of the nations. Because it's only one nation that Yahweh gave the law, statutes, and judgments to. It's only one nation that he has known. And that very nation went against the Almighty. Not in just go against Yah. No. We did terribly. Yahweh said as a wife. In the book of Jeremiah, the 2nd chapter, he said as a wife treacherously departed from her husband. She didn't just depart. She treacherously departed from her husband. This is how Israel has dealt with the Almighty Yah. And not just once, not just twice, several times, over and over again. Treacherously against the Almighty Yah. And here it is this day. We supposed to be turning back to Yah. And we still treacherous. But remember the law of Moses. Moses dealt with the children of Israel. And when you look at the children of Israel, in the law of Moses, you will find that Israel is the most complaining people in the world. They the most complaining. They complain so much. Yahweh let it be known through the testimony, through the law of Moses, that complaining is wicked. This is wickedness these people are doing. Because if you want to get something done, you don't have to complain about it. Husband come in with a cup of water. Oh, you're just going to get yourself a cup of water. You ain't even think about nobody. Well, you know, at the end of the day, that might have been inconsiderate. But do you got to complain about it? Because now what we in? Now I'm dealing with this spirit. And then vice versa. Wife come in. Oh, you just going to. See, we got to stop complaining. Because complaining is a bad spirit. It's a bad spirit. And we treat each other as if we're going to remember everything all the time. We're going to consider everything all the time. But the only thing that we should be trying to do all the time is what the scripture says, be righteous all the time. But see, that ain't on our mind. What's on our mind is ourselves. That's why the Almighty said it's going to burn as an oven, and all the proud. You see, the proud are those that's about their self. They don't care about the will of the Almighty and what he want to be done today, what he want to be done tonight, what he want to be done with the children, what he want to be done with the money, what he want to be done, period. No, it's what I want to do. That's what I'm about to do with my day. But that's the proud. And the proud is the wicked. So at the end of the day, all the complaining, how you set your heart aright when all you want to do is complain? It's a million reasons to complain. Yahweh took them into the wilderness. That's the law of Moses that you got to remember. Yahweh took them into a wilderness where it ain't nothing but excuses to complain. But at the point you start complaining, it shows the Almighty that you are the wicked. The righteous is going to have integrity of heart. The righteous is going to be gracious at all times. The righteous is going to turn lemons into lemonade. But the wicked, they're going to complain. And they're going to show forth an ugly spirit, an ugly face. And they're going to do the opposite of bring praise and glory to the Almighty Yah. This is why we got to remember the laws of Moses. Because you want to remember, what was Moses' job? To lead the children of Israel to the promised land. And oh my goodness, what he had to do in leading them. What did he have to do? What did he have to carry? What was his burden? And here it is, our people think we better. But the truth is this. This is where we got to get humble. No, you're not. Yahweh said you're actually worse. Look what it says in the book of Yoel, the 2nd chapter. Yoel, the 2nd chapter. We say, why, Yahweh, have you pronounced all this evil against us? You better start seeking why. Before Yahweh put the hammer on your head and then it all hits you at once and then you see why. Yoel, the 2nd chapter, verse 1. Blow you the trumpet in Zion. Sound an alarm in my holy mountain. And Israel is Yah's holy mountain. Israel ain't just no nation. It's the worst nation, but it's also the best nation. They the worst because they supposed to be the best. They are the best. They come from the best. And at the point that you're not the best, and you got all ability, capability, all blessing, all the opportunity to be the best and you're not, then you're the worst. You're just the absolute worst. Who in a right state of mind got all the tools to be the best, and it's just super easy. You just can be the best if you just wake up and want to be the best. But you're not. So guess what? You're the worst. Because if you give these other nations the tools, the blessing, the opportunity to be the best, they're going to be the best. And they ain't about to let nobody take that from them. But Israel, oh Israel. Blow you the trumpet in Zion, sound the alarm in my holy mountain. Let these people know. Let all inhabitants of the land tremble. For the day of Yahweh comes, for it is near at hand. I know you don't believe in the Almighty Yah. I know you don't know that he's truly great, and he ain't about to keep letting all this foolishness go on, and everybody forgetting about him, and his will ain't done, his name ain't praised. No. For it is near at hand. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and strong. There has not ever been like, neither shall be any more after it. Even to the years of many generations, a fire devours before them, and behind them a flame burns. So don't think it's over when they gone. It's burning before them as they coming, and even their backs to you, it's still burning. It says, the land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them as a desolate wilderness. Yes, nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses. As horsemen, so shall they run. Like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains, so shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devours the stubble, as a strong people in a battle array. Oh yeah. You ain't never seen the heavens open up like this. You ain't never seen Yahweh's armies come on up out of them heavens. Because at the end of the day, we all striving with the Almighty. The heathen striving with the Almighty. The heathen blaspheming and cursing the Almighty. Acting like the Almighty ain't up there looking down. The heathen don't have no fear, no reverence, no respect, no honor for the Almighty. And neither does his people. So yes, everybody that want to fight and strive against the Almighty, and they want to cry for this and complain for that. But Yahweh, he's going to bring his complaints. He's going to bring his controversies. And he's going to be let it known that none of you have a reason to complain. The heavens is going to open up. And this won't be the first time it open up, but it's going to be the first time it open up like this. Because Yahweh said it's not going to be a day like this ever again. It says in the 6th verse, before their face, the people shall be much pained. Yeah, pain. Like a woman in travail. All faces shall gather blackness. Why are you looking like that? They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. They shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they shall fall upon a sword, they shall not even be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. The earth shall quake before them. Yeah, we think Yahweh can just quake one city. You hear that thunder, lightning, it just quake your neighborhood. Just thundering. Got you all up under your couches and tables. Just imagine, this ain't nothing for Yahweh make the whole earth at once quake, tremble. He make the whole earth at once to melt. The earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. Sun and the moon shall be dark. The stars shall withdraw their shining. And Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army. For his camp is very great. For he is strong to execute his word. Yeah, those that execute Yah's word is strong. You got to be strong because Yahweh's word is too heavy. It's too heavy. For the day of Yahweh is great and very terrible. And who can endure it? Who can endure it? But a lot of us in our hearts, be honest with your heart. Because this is time to set your heart aright. Be honest with your heart. You don't believe this day is coming. You read this sounds like some kind of movie. A movie couldn't even paint this kind of picture. It couldn't paint it. It ain't never been seen. It ain't never been done. They couldn't paint it. And we think that this is fiction. And this is why we will toil our thumbs and our feet in vanities. We're not going to put our strength into trying to get our evils away from us. This is why Yahweh said your fast is not the day that I delight in, because you fast for strife. And what's your strife? You really got strife with the Almighty. Because that's what your fast is. Man, I got to do this, and man, I got to do that. And yeah. Because at the end of the day, you ain't realized that this ain't even about you. This ain't about you. And Yahweh's looking at everybody that's just about themselves. When it boils down to it, these are the wicked. No matter how innocent it look, the proud who is about themselves, that's the wicked. Because it's wicked to not serve the Almighty. False balance is an abomination. I gave you your spirit. I gave you your flesh. I gave you your bones. I gave you your life. And you're not going to serve me? You're not going to do nothing for me? You're not going to commit yourself to? That's wicked. And at the end of the day, if you're not giving your heart to the Almighty, circumcising your heart to the Almighty, then you got a wicked heart. That's the bottom line. You selfish because you're wicked. Look what it says. And these are hard truths. That's what we got to get to. We got to start humbling ourselves, because then we can get to honor. These are hard truths. We got to tell our little innocent selves that think we innocent and we ain't doing nothing. And Yahweh got a great controversy with every last one of us. We had some innocent people in the wilderness, but you know what? Only 2 of them made it out. You think they was all just straight up, outright crunchy, foul, and at the end of the day, it boils down to that. But a lot of them look just like you and me, where it seems like they good. Man, it's a good person, man. What? No. No. He's not a good person. He might be decent, but he's not good. And why? He ain't holy following the Almighty. See, Joshua and Caleb, it'll tell you in the book of Numbers, they wholly followed the Almighty. They had a whole nother spirit with him, Joshua and Caleb. Whole nother spirit with them. They weren't like everybody else. Everybody else worried about themselves, what they want to eat and what they want to do. But Joshua and Caleb, they was worried about giving praise and glory to the Almighty. So you have to ask yourself, what are you about? What are your days about? Giving glory and praise to the Almighty or no? It says, further reading, I'm going to read the 11th verse again. Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong to execute his word. For the day of Yahweh is great and very terrible, and who can endure it? Therefore also now, says Yahweh, turn you even to me, which means stop being stubborn. with all your heart, not some of it, but all of it. With fasting, because you're going to have to fast away from your foolishness. You have to fast away from the bread, the wine, the strong drink, because these things are distracting you. It's distracting you. That's why the wine and these things are distracting you. But the evil is not in these things outside of you. The evil is already in you. But you turn to God with fasting, with weeping, and with mourning. And tear and rend your heart and not your garments. What do rend your heart mean? It means to cut out. You got to start cutting some things out of that heart. The scripture said the heart is desperately wicked. It's desperately wicked. It's full of lust, and lust ain't bad. But the way our heart lust is bad. And this is why it's bad. Let me show you why it's bad. All you have to do is go to the book of Deuteronomy, the 29th chapter. Let me show you why our lust is so bad that our lust becomes wicked. Next thing you know, our lust is our sin. Next thing you know, lust is our transgression. Next thing you know, lust is our iniquity. Next thing you know, Yahweh's like, man, he refused to be estranged from his lust, his desires. Look what it says in Deuteronomy, the 29th chapter. His desire, not my desire. His lust ain't my desire. His lust is his own desires. And 9.99999 times out of 10, our own desires conflicts with Yah's desire. If we start asking Yah, what do you want me to do today? I guarantee you it's going to be something totally opposite of what you actually doing today. That's why I said there's nothing greater I can be doing than what I'm doing right now. I don't care how much of my own business is unfinished. At the point that I can't get up here and do this, the work of the Almighty, his desire, and the rest of the stuff is vanities. Deuteronomy 29, and it says, the third verse, the great temptations which your eyes seen, signs and those great miracles, yet Yahweh has not given you a heart to perceive, and eyes to see, ears to hear until this day, because all you want to do is complain. And you don't think complaining is wicked, but it is. Your complaining is wicked. You can tell people what you like without complaining. You can tell people what you want without complaining. You can tell some people that this is not right without complaining. You can do a lot of things and you don't have to complain at all. You don't really never have to complain. But at the point that you complain, that's a spirit. And Yahweh showed us through the laws of Moses, it's a terrible spirit. It's a bad spirit. It's a spirit that'll get you in the wilderness for 40 years. It says, I've led you 40 years in the wilderness. Your clothes have not grown old upon you. Your shoes have not grown old upon your foot. You have not eaten bread, neither have you drunk wine nor strong drink. And do you hear one time where the people praise Yahweh for it? Did you hear the people one time singing songs like, man, did you notice that our shoes ain't old? Did you notice that our clothes ain't wearing? Did you notice any of your blessings? And the question is, do you notice any of your blessings today? Do you notice any of the glory that is upon you today? Because Yahweh's mercy endures forever. But you know what? We just like our people. We don't consider, and we don't even see when good coming. You're not eating bread, no strong drink and wine. And he says that you might know that I am Yahweh, your Elohim. This is why our lust is so bad. Our lust is so bad because who out here lusting to know Yahweh? I mean, they lust to know the Almighty. That's their desire, to know Yahweh. And if they really want to know the Almighty, they will be listening to the programs, but not just listening to the programs, because that's easy to do. Who in here seeking out of Yah's book and reading? Meditating in the law day and night. Well, now the law and the word of Yah is your delight. And you always in it. You always talking about it. These are rare people. And most of us are just not those rare people. And Yahweh, he looking for diamonds. He looking for root. He looking for the rare quality jewel. Because you can find some diamonds, but they ain't the best diamonds. Yahweh looking for the ones that's the best. That's what he's looking for. Here it is in the book of 2 Chronicles, the 16th chapter. This is why we must deal. Me and the Morays, we talked about what we're going to be teaching on during this fast. And we said the heart is so deep. We might be teaching on the heart the whole fast. Because the scripture says the heart is desperately wicked. And now it's time for us to truly expose the wickedness of the heart. And how none of us are escaping it. All of us are condemned. This is why Yahweh say, put away from you the midst of you the point of the finger. Because at the point you point the finger, you done add sin to sin. Now you add sin to sin. In the book of 2 Chronicles, the 16th chapter, it says in the 9th verse, for the eyes of Yahweh run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong. Because Yahweh's strong. And when he show himself, he going to show himself strong. In the behalf of them whose heart is perfect towards him. This is what we mean by setting your heart aright. It's time, we have to develop a perfect heart towards the Almighty. And how is your heart even on the path of perfection and you don't even have the lust, the desire to know Yahweh, your Elohim? You don't have that desire. But Yahweh's looking for him. He's looking for the heart that's in the individual. And that individual might be white. That individual might be yellow, brown. Yahweh just looking for the heart. He found one in Ruth. He found a lot of those hearts out of Israel. But Israel is not the only one that he will find that heart. But he's looking for it. Look what it says. Look what David said to his son in 1 Chronicles, the 28th chapter. You have to ask yourself, when you get up out that bed, see, Yahweh's so great, we minimize the Almighty. Our days should be about the Almighty. He the one created the day. But we'll make everything in that day about something else other than him. He don't even get one acknowledgement. Half the time, he won't even get a prayer. And he made the day itself. But he don't get nothing. But those that got that rare mind, rare spirit, they like, before they even go to sleep, what am I doing tomorrow that's going to please my Yah? Because if I can please my Yah, tomorrow, that's going to be the greatest thing that I can never do. There's nothing greater than that. First Chronicles, the 28th chapter. Look what it says. Verse 1, David assembled all the princes of Israel, the princes of the tribes and the captains of the companies that ministered to the king by course, the captains over thousands, captains over hundreds, and the stewards over all the substance and possession of the king and of his sons, with the officers and with the mighty men and with all the valiant men of Jerusalem. Then David, the king, stood up upon his feet and said, hear me, my brethren, and all my people. As for me, I had in my heart, let me tell you the kind of heart I got, and the kind of heart that's been in me, that was in me, and still in me. I'm going to tell you, I had it in my heart to build a house of rest for the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, and for the footstool of our Elohim, and had made ready for the building. I was about to do this thing because it was my lust. It was my desire. It was my heart to build a house for the Almighty. And so much that King David, you will read in the book of Psalms, King David made a vow that he wouldn't even go into his chambers. He wouldn't even go into his house. He wouldn't even sleep in his bed made of ivory. Because when he had rest about him, and he seen how his house was in cedars, and it was a glorious, honorable, kingly house, and the thought that he had once he had rest around about him, and he was able to actually take a moment to look at his house and observe his house, the first thought that came to his heart was that, man, the great king who is uncountable numbers greater than me, you can't even fathom the separation of those numbers. But I'm sitting here in a house that's greater than Yahweh's ark, the thing that's here to represent him. Yahweh's house is in curtains, and we want Yahweh to come down here on this earth and dwell in curtains. Man, I ain't even about to go back in my house and sleep in my bed. I'm going to sleep on the floor, says David, until I found a resting place for the footstool of Yah. Because that's all this is. Yahweh's so big, this ain't nothing but this earth is a footstool for the Almighty. And we think that's metaphorical, allegorical. No, Yahweh is that great. Scripture said the clouds is the dust of his feet. You think that's fake? You think that's allegory, metaphor? No. That's how great and big and grand Yahweh is. Them clouds that look like mountains in the heavens as you just driving. Them clouds that'll rain down fresh water for you and grow all your herbs and grow all your fruits and vegetables. Yeah, that's the dust of Yah's feet. And why? Because this earth ain't nothing but his footstool, and the heavens is his throne. He sits upon it. And watch this. It says, David stood up in the second verse. Hear me, my brother, my people. As for me, I had in my heart to build a house of rest for the ark of the covenant of Yah, and for the footstool of our Elohim, and made ready for the building. But Elohim said to me, you shall not build a house for my name, because you have been a man of war and have shed blood. However, Yahweh Elohim of Israel chose me before all the house of my father to be king over Israel forever. Yeah. For he has chosen Yehudah to be the ruler, the house of Yehudah, the house of my father. And among the sons of my father, he like me, to make me king over all Israel, the runt of the brothers, the youngest of the brothers, the smallest of the brothers, the blackest of the brothers, and of all my sons. For Yahweh has given me many sons. He has chosen Solomon, my son, to sit upon the throne of the kingdom of Yahweh over Israel. And he said to me, Solomon, your son, he shall build my house, my courts, for I have chosen him to be my son, and I will be his father. Moreover, I will establish his kingdom forever, if he is constant to do my commandments and my judgments, and probably say diligent in your books, diligent to do my commandments and my judgments as at this day. Now therefore, in the sight of all Israel, the congregation of Yahweh, in the audience of our Elohim, watch this, keep and seek for all the commandments of Yahweh your Elohim, that you might, and listen, I have to read this in the original King James. This is not reading how the original King James will read, and you have to read it in this original words and context, and it's saying the same thing, but the point is going to be driven way more home when we see it. 1 Chronicles 28 verse 8. Watch this. Well, I guess no, this is reading very close. It's the 9th verse I'm looking for. Now let's read 8 and 9 again. Watch this. Now therefore, in the sight of all Israel, the congregation of Yahweh, and in the audience of our Elohim, keep and seek for all the commandments of Yahweh your Elohim, that ye may possess this good land and leave it for an inheritance for your children after you forever. And you, Solomon, my son, know you the Elohim of your father. Do you hear what he just told his son? You got to know your Elohim. And the truth is this. Yahweh wants you to lust for that knowledge. He wants you to yearn for that kind of knowledge. Because what knowledge is greater than knowing the Almighty Yah, the creator of the heavens, the earth, the seas, and all that in them is? What's greater than that? What have you done today? Let's go down the list and see what you did today. Okay. You ain't do nothing to get to know your Elohim. And that's the controversy. That's the problem. He says, know you the Elohim of your father. Serve him with a perfect heart and with a willing mind, because what else is there to do? Once you begin to know Yah, your Elohim, once you really know who Yahweh really is, what is there other to do than serve Yah with a perfect heart? How you going to serve Yah like this brother here? Let's finish reading this before I go away. Serve Yah with a perfect heart, with a willing mind. A willing mind. Willing means desire. Another word that means desire. You desire to do it. It's your lust. For Yahweh searches out all hearts. That's what he's doing. He's searching your heart right now. He's seeing if you're going to be caught up in, this is too much confusion. I ain't going to do this fast. You sound like these people that don't even know the Almighty. Man, there's too many religions out here. It's too much confusion out here. So I'm not about to study nothing. Oh, yeah, so you going to do the worst thing you can do is accept that you just don't know the Almighty. You're going to accept that. If you wanted me to know him, it wouldn't be so much confusion. See, that's just a test of your wicked heart. You don't want to know the Almighty. Because if you want to know the Almighty, you're going to do whatever it takes. Just like you will work 3 jobs and then kill yourself for a lemon, for a hoopty, for a funky 2-bedroom park. You will kill yourself for all kind of funky, low-budget things that don't bring no satisfaction. You will kill yourself for this man. This man that is nothing. This man that's trailer trash. You'll kill yourself for him. And you'll kill yourself for this woman. And she got the heart and the spirit of a whore. Don't care nothing about the Almighty. Don't have no shame in her game. And you'll kill yourself for it. You kill yourself for all these vanities. But you ain't going to kill yourself for Yah. Oh, no, no, no. I ain't going to kill myself for the Almighty. It's too much, too much. But ain't nothing else too much. You will bend over backwards for your enemies. You will demand yourself, dewoman yourself. You will just give your whole integrity of a man, a woman, your blackness. You will give it all away just to fit in. I never put on a dress. They didn't let me get up here. I never put. Now you got it on. Look at you. They threw some millions at you. Now you put it on. I never do. No, yes you will. Because you know why? You don't have no integrity with the Almighty anyway. It's a price that you're going to pay. It's a price for you. Your number is there, and they know it. Ain't nobody killing themselves for the Almighty. But Yahweh going to come and show you. You sold yourself. You had me right there. You had the opportunity to get me. Your Elohim. I'm your Elohim. You had the opportunity to have that and possess the greatest thing. The source of all life, fountain of living water. But you know what you did with your days? You gave it to the wicked. I'm going to read the 9th verse one more time. You, Solomon, my son, know you, thy Elohim, the Elohim of your fathers. Serve him with a perfect heart and with a willing mind. For Yahweh searches all hearts and understands all the imaginations of the thoughts. He understands your thoughts. This is why Yahweh, he holds us all in a balance, that we all foolish. He know your thoughts. Knows the imaginations of your heart and why you do what you do. He says, if you seek him, he's going to be found by you. He's going to be found of you. And Yahweh love it to see a man that has a heart in his body that causes him to want to seek the Almighty. That is a rarity within itself. Because most people want to do this next part of this verse. It says, but if you will forsake him, he's going to cast you off forever. Now you back into everlasting non-existence. Your opportunity is gone. And that's what most people are going to do, and will do. Forsake the Almighty. Like a child lost. You ain't going to go look for him? Well, he shouldn't have left. My goodness, it's a child. Go look for him. No. He'll find his way. Next thing you know, he never finds his way. And why? Because you forsook him. You never looked for him. You never sought for him. And that's how we got to look. We got to search for the Almighty. We got to seek the Almighty. And he said, I will be found of you. Look what it says in 2 Chronicles, the 32nd chapter. Yahweh so great, and we sit here, and I say we. I had to correct myself with saying you is we. It's we. Because it's me, it's you, it's us. I don't even deserve to stand here to carry such a great blessing as this. But I praise Yah, for his mercies endure forever. And we all have to praise Yah, for his mercy endures forever. It's his mercy. But we can't keep taking that mercy for granted. What you gonna do with that mercy? What we should be doing is trying to set our heart aright. In the book of 2 Chronicles, the 32nd chapter, it says, you want to see this, King Hezekiah. If you start at the first verse, I'm not going to start there, but I want to speed up the story. The king of Assyria coming against Yehudah and the land of Israel to fight. And at this time, the king of Assyria is in a great power, and they just whooping everybody, and they praying to their gods, and they still getting whooped. And now he's about to face the children of Israel. And look what it says It says, and King Hezekiah told him in the 7th verse, be strong and courageous, be not afraid nor dismayed for the king of Assyria, nor for all the multitude that is with him, because his army is even great. His army just puts you into fear. It says, for there are more with us than with him. With him is an arm of flesh, but with us is Yahweh our Elohim, to help us and to fight our battles. And the people rested themselves upon the words of Hezekiah, king of Yehudah. They rested on that truth. And this is what Yahweh wants us to do. He wants us to rest on his truth. He said, I'm Yahweh, your Elohim. You don't have nothing to fear. Fear not. I am thy Elohim. Fear not, thou worm Yaakov. Fear not, thou Jacob and Israel, my servant. You don't have nothing to fear but me. That's it. It says, and look what the king says in the 10th verse. This is King Sennacherib. Thus says Sennacherib, king of Assyria, whereon do you trust that you remain in the siege in Jerusalem? Does not Hezekiah persuade you to give over yourselves to die by famine, by thirst, saying, Yahweh, our Elohim, shall deliver us out of the hand of the king of Assyria? He said, man, he telling y'all that stuff, man, just gassing y'all up. Has not the same Hezekiah taken away his high places, his altars, commanded Yehudah and Jerusalem, saying, you shall worship before one altar and burn incense upon it? So Israel look like we don't know what we're doing. We got altars built up. Now we taking altars down. He took them altars down in righteousness. But it says, listen, know you not what I and my fathers have done to all the people of other lands, where the gods of those nations in those lands anyway was able to deliver their lands out of my hand? Who was there among all their deities of those nations that my fathers utterly destroyed, that could deliver his people out of my hand? That your Elohim should be able to deliver you out of my hand? Now therefore let not Hezekiah deceive you, nor persuade you on this manner, neither yet believe him. For no deity of any nation or kingdom was able to deliver his people out of my hand and out of the hand of my fathers. How much less shall your Elohim deliver you out of my hand? See, everybody's striving with the Almighty. They come against Israel, but they really going against the Almighty. They really want to see, let's see what nations God is going to stand up. And now here we go. We get to Israel. Your God and your land is going to be the same. Your God ain't going to save you, just like their God didn't save them. And so that's who they really fighting against. And his servant spoke yet more against Yahweh Elohim and against his servant Hezekiah. And he wrote also letters to rail on Yahweh Elohim of Israel. This man speaking great words against the Almighty. As the deities of the nations of other lands have not delivered their people out of my hand, so shall not the Elohim of Hezekiah deliver his people out of my hand. And then they cried. And watch this. And it says, and they spoke against the Elohim of Jerusalem. And then it says, and for this call, Hezekiah the king and the prophet Isaiah, son of Amos, they prayed and cried to heaven. And watch what happened. Yahweh sent an angel which cut off all the mighty men of Assyria. And so he returned with shame of his face to his own land. Here it is, this big bad king. And Yahweh had opened up the heavens. See, Yahweh about to open up the heavens in a whole nother fashion today. But then he opened up the heavens and sent down an angel, one angel, that cut off the mighty men and sent this blabbing mouth king back home in shame. And then it says, and many brought gifts unto Yahweh to Jerusalem, and presents to Hezekiah, king of Yehudah, so that he was magnified in the sight of all the nations from thereafter. They're like, man, Yahweh truly with you, man. And it said, in those days Hezekiah was sick to death, and prayed unto Yahweh, and he spoke to him, and gave him a sign. And what was the sign? He spoke to him, and gave him a sign that I'm gonna increase your years by what? 15 more years. 15 more years. And what reason will Yahweh give you 15 more years to live? Obviously, he's already numbering your days. Your job has been done, and you got a sickness upon you that's going to take you out. Why that sickness? Who knows? He's just paying a little bit for his foolishness. But either way, it was his time. But because he was a righteous man, his heart was to the Almighty, Yahweh extended him 15 more years. But watch this in the 25th verse. But Hezekiah rendered not again according to the benefit done to him. For his heart was lifted up, which means his heart was prideful. His heart became prideful, which means he was about himself now. Therefore, there was wrath upon him and upon Yehuda and Jerusalem. And let me prove to you, it was about himself now. Notwithstanding, Hezekiah humbled himself because he's a righteous man. That's what righteous men do. They gonna fast. They gonna humble themselves. They're not gonna complain about humbling themselves. They just gonna humble themselves because they know, nah, man, it's time to humble myself. He humbled himself for the pride of his heart. That's what he did. His heart became prideful, which means instead of my heart perfect with Yahweh, I got 15 more years to just give more of a perfect heart to Yah. Man, Yahweh done gave me 15 more years. Now I'm about to do some things I want to do. Now I'm about to do my desires. And I'm about to live in my glory and my praise. And Yahweh's wrath was kindled. Because he said, man, you forgot soon that quick that this ain't never about you. The glory that you want to glory in is really my glory. The praise that you want to praise yourself in, that's my praise. You didn't open up no heavens and send down an angel to take Assyria. If it weren't for me, Assyria would have kicked your butt. It was my victory that brought you all these gifts. It's my victory. It's my goodness, my glory, and my strength that give you this great kingdom. And if you got 15 more years, you should be thinking about what you can do for me, not for yourself. And here it is. He had to humble himself for the pride of his heart. Both he and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, so that the wrath of Yahweh came not upon them in the days of Hezekiah. So I just want to show you that that's what pride will get you. Living your days and your nights all about you and yourself and what you want. It's time to start setting our heart aright, setting our hope in the Almighty. The only thing we should want to hope for is Yah. I need to know my Yah. I need to have a relationship with my Yah. I need to be close with my Maker. And I need to figure out what I should be doing to please him. In closing out, let's go to 2 Kings, the 25th chapter. We let too many things get in the way of us and our Yah. And it's like these things that get in the way of us and our Yah is so small, so vain, it looks so foolish. It's like a man got all the tools. He got a big tractor trailer, and all he got to do is drive forward. They said, why you ain't driving forward? He got a little pebble on the ground. Said, I can't go forward because I got a pebble. Not a big boulder, not a mountain, not a hill, some kind of wall. You got a little pebble. And everybody looking at you like, man, you foolish. You got a trailer. You can just ride right over this thing. This thing is small. That thing is nothing for you to get over it. Because what's on the other side? You should have been over that pebble. You should have been over that small thing. What's on the other side is Yah. Don't you see the glory? But you got a pebble holding you back. We will put these small pebbles, we'll put these jobs before the Almighty. What is that job? You gonna put that, you mean to tell me you gonna really sit here and put that job before the Almighty? You working on a Sabbath day, man, if you don't quit that job and quit fooling and playing around, you gonna put that job over the Almighty. I don't care about your bills, your rinky-dink apartment, your falling in, moldy house. I don't care about none of what you're talking about. Give it up. If you got to live on the streets for the Almighty, live on the streets for the Almighty. If you got to die for the Almighty, die for the Almighty. Because that's a thing worth dying for. Now, if you want to die over that moldy house, or if you want to die over that rinky-dink job that's oppressing you, you want to die over this foolishness, because it's going to kill you. Let's die for the Almighty. But you will find out, and you're going to taste and see that Yah's good. Next thing you know, you start throwing things away and getting rid of things. Next thing you know, now Yahweh can put his stuff on the table, because you done swept all the trash off the table, all the foolishness off the table, and now Yahweh can put his goodness on the table. Now he can blow your mind and show you that you were selling yourself short the whole time. Not just a little short, it was so short, it's abominable to even think how short we sell ourselves. 2 Kings, the 25th chapter. Is it 2 Kings, the 25th chapter? Let's see. Excuse me, it's 2 Chronicles, the 25th chapter. And then I'm going to close on out, and we will finish and reconvene the rest of this week with setting our heart aright. 2 Chronicles, the 25th chapter, and it says, and I'm going to just read 2 verses. Amaziah was 25 years old when he began to reign. And here it is in 2 Chronicles 25. He was 25 years old when he began to reign. He reigned 29 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Jehoiada of Jerusalem. And he did that which was right in the sight of Yahweh. But, and this is a big but, it says, but not with a perfect heart. Not with a perfect heart. And when you begin to study this perfect heart, when you're doing that which is, at one point you're doing that which is right in the sight of Yah. You fasting, and you keeping the commandments, you doing these things that's right, but Yahweh like, it ain't with a perfect heart. Because it ain't with a whole heart. It ain't your lust. It ain't your true desire, your burning desire. Now Yahweh, he's searching the hearts to see. Because at the end of the day, Yahweh said, look, I want you to love me. If you're going to keep my commandments, I want you to do it in love. You're going to keep my laws, statutes, and judgments, I want you to do it in love. And if you truly love me, you will be doing it with all your heart. Yahweh don't deserve nothing less than all the heart. He created everything. He deserves nothing less, anything less. Even 99.9, can you understand, at 99.9, that's still an abomination, because what is that little 0.1? What is it? I'll tell you what it is. It's a little pebble. It's a little piece of nothing that you will let hold you back from 100% glory to Yah. Yahweh don't deserve nothing less. With that being said, I want to praise Yahweh for his mercy. I want to praise Yahweh for his truth. I want to praise Yahweh for his love and kindness. I want to praise Yahweh for just being Yahweh. Yahweh is righteous. Yahweh is holy. Let his word and his name continually be magnified. Shalom, shalom.
Yahweh is a great king. Above all. Above all. Yahweh is Elohim. Above all. Above all. I didn't have anything when I heard Yah. I wanted to be a famous king of the rap game. I thought I was the Tupac of my time, but my spirit was on a different state of mind. Yah name was running through my blood. I couldn't shake the vibes. All I saw was the Most High. Broke my wrists and I couldn't write. Wasn't what I needed. I had the book of Yah and began to read it. How amazed was I when I saw the true history and the heathen's deeds. I asked Yah, what is my mission? His word came to me. Said lift him up above all. Exalt his name above all. Magnify his word above all. Cause his word the truth above all. So I sit on Zion's walls and proclaim Yah to the world, cause he reign above all. Yahweh is a great king. Above all. Above all. Yahweh is Elohim. Above all. Above all. Yo, Yahweh is my king above all. To him will I sing above all. To Yah be the glory above all. Yah told my story above all. Yah chose Yisrael above all. David is his firstborn above all. JC was never above all. Past is only about that money above all. This year Yah held me up above all. Blessings overflow my cup above all. Yah's spirit got my steps above all. Yah's law is a light above all. Yah's throne sits in heaven above all. Yah's ways is forever